I came to the show today because, first of all, it was free, and my two daughters were excited to see Good Charlotte, and that's all they've been talking about for the last couple weeks. So I'm just really excited about coming out.
On September 4th, 2003, the NFL held their annual season kickoff concert on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., and the Department of Defense was there as their special guest. But it didn't start with the concert. From Operation Tribute to Freedom, this is the NFL Kickoff Week in Review. The NFL wanted over 20,000 service members to attend the concert, so the Operation Tribute to Freedom office had to gear up by putting out press releases, pre-event newspaper stories, and even radio and television commercials announcing the event.
Join us as the NFL honors America's servicemen and women at the NFL Kickoff Live on September 4th from the National Mall.
And then there were the meetings. And meetings, and meetings, and meetings. The NFL took no time turning the National Mall into the NFL experience.
It's been outstanding. We did both the field goal kicks, we did the long throw, the halfback option, the quick release, and we did the blocking sled together.
NFL alumni were on hand to sign autographs as people tried to become their favorite players, if only for a moment. While the kids tried their best on the special punt, pass, and kick field set up for them, all eyes were on the stage set up for the concert just a few days away.
And I'd like very much to thank each of the performers who are going to share their unique vocal talents tomorrow. I'm sure that their showmanship will do much to lift the spirits of our servicemen and women.
The world media turned out for the press conference on September 3rd that would introduce the concert artist to the service member who would introduce them. And how did each service member feel about introducing somebody so famous?
Pretty surprised. I'm actually a fan of Good Charlotte, so it's going to be a good opportunity for me, obviously, my 15 seconds of fame, so I'm looking forward to it.
Our next performer.
Oh, I was excited. I emailed everybody I knew that I ever knew, and I got on the phone to everybody and called and said, make sure you're watching ABC on Thursday.
From 8 to 9.
I still don't believe it. I know I'm here in D.C. It's an honor, and it's a great, here to represent the Air Force. It's a great feeling to be here in D.C., so I'm out of Oklahoma, down here in D.C. It's a great opportunity for me to represent the Air Force.
I was very honored, excited. I ran around the Pentagon screaming, telling everyone that I was introducing Aretha Franklin, and of course everyone wants me to bring something back of Aretha Franklin because she has many fans over at the Pentagon.
It's all about you!
I can't believe that I was chosen. I feel very lucky. Aerosmith is from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm just very fortunate to be here today.
On behalf of all Americans, we thank you and all your brothers and sisters still overseas for your brave, selfless service.
Service members began lining up early to get into the September 4th concert. Some were able to stay out of the rain, but all wanted that good spot.
Well, they said between 2 and 3 would be, free food and drinks, and you'd get a better seat and that kind of thing. So I wanted to kind of beat the crowd.
Of course, everybody had a reason to be there.
I'm going to see Britney and Mary J. and Aretha Franklin and Aerosmith and Good Charlotte, all for free.
Outside the gate, military members and DoD civilians stopped to pick up their wristbands and their free T-shirts. And then, with the park police looking on, the gates were opened and people moved onto the mall, looking for the best vantage point to watch the concert. Parents and children alike enjoyed the festive atmosphere leading up to concert time. DJs kept the audience entertained as the skies cleared up into the late afternoon, which only seemed to lift the spirits of people who got the party going as the ABC cameras started rolling.
And we're honored to have 20,000 service members with us here tonight.
Finally, the main stage was set for a night of great music.
Everybody give a good hometown welcome for the band, Good Charlotte! Rock them,
Mary J. Blige!
My new buddy, Britney Spears! She just gave me a big hug backstage, and
And here's what I think. It's good to be in the Air Force.
Prepare to be blitzed by Aerosmith!
As Aerosmith was finishing their set from the concert, the color guards were getting ready for the national anthem at FedEx Field.
I just love my job. It's things like this that make my job exciting. It's a chance in a lifetime.
I agree. When you're standing in front of 70,000 people, you know, you're on national TV, or your face is being seen by the world. It makes it worth it. It takes all that time when you put all that hard work into it, and all that motivation. And times when you're down, you have those high times when it shines through. I'd say that was me.
For the final performance of the night from the concert on the Mall, Aretha Franklin sang the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise here and at the stadium as our national anthem is sung by the one and only Aretha Franklin.
The audience at the stadium was able to watch on the big screens as Aretha Franklin's singing of the national anthem was simulcast live from the concert on the Mall. As the color guard made their way off the field, our president had a few inspiring words for the rest of us.
Are you ready for some football?
The game was ready to start, and the 4 Purple Heart recipients were on the sidelines as special guests for a halftime presentation in front of the capacity crowd of 90,000 people.
I don't even know how much 90,000 is.
Sergeant First Class Everett Morrow was given the honor of witnessing the opening season coin toss.
A little nervous, a little butterflies, as if, high school days when I played high school football. It's just a little butterflies. So.
Sergeant Morrow watched the coin toss, which came up tails, and then made his way back to the sidelines to watch the first half. As the clock wound down on the first half of play, the Purple Heart recipients stood waiting to go on the field. But first, the audience was treated to a rousing rendition of the Bugle Call Rag by the Commandant's own Marine Drum and Bugle Corps. Nebraska Senator Chuck Hagel, a 2-time Purple Heart recipient himself, introduced the 4 Purple Heart recipients to the capacity crowd.
I was doing a job like everybody else, and the other guys probably tell you similar things, It's not like we wanted to get injured or anything like that, so we...
The 4 received lifetime memberships to the Military Order of the Purple Heart, something they don't take lightly.
Didn't anticipate getting, but I feel good.
I'm excited and very proud to get to represent the sacrifices that those around me have made, my squadron, my career field, and 200,000 plus fellow Air Force members.
And how did they feel when it was all over?
I feel more like an American. It's breathtaking. It's exhilarating.
From making deadlines to long nights. From the beginning all the way to the end. It's just another week for the Operation Tribute to Freedom team. Right now, the mall is fairly empty, but on September 4th, this place is gonna rock.
With performances by Britney Spears, Aerosmith, Mary J. Blige, Good Charlotte, and Aretha Franklin. In addition, military members, DoD civilians, and their families will be given preferred seating for the event.
Join us
as the NFL honors
America's servicemen
and women
at the NFL Kickoff Live
on September 4th in the National Mall.
So please go to our website and register today at www.ima.army.mil. Join us as the NFL honors America's servicemen and women at the NFL Kickoff Live on September 4th from the National Mall. Please take the bus or metro as parking will be limited. With performances by Britney Spears, Aerosmith, Mary J. Blige, Good Charlotte, and Aretha Franklin. Military members, DoD civilians, and their families will receive preferred access to the concert. But you must register, so go to our website at www.ima.army.mil and click on the Operation Tribute to Freedom link.
September 4th was a night that the NFL brought out the stars for their opening season kickoff and to say thank you to the nation's servicemen and women. The military played an important role in the concert as each act was introduced by a service member from their hometown. The night was filled with music by Good Charlotte, Mary J. Blige, Britney Spears, and Aerosmith. Together, in front of one stage, service members from all branches of the military enjoyed the show put together in their honor. The excitement of the afternoon was contagious. Lieutenant Commander Paul Orrick gave his view on the NFL honoring the military.
I think it's great. I really appreciate it.
For some, it was a very long day. Aretha Franklin rounded out the evening singing the national anthem to the crowd on the National Mall. The concert kicked off a new football season for the NFL, but one band recognized that it was more than just that.
Thank you, baby. It's all about you.
From the National Mall, I'm Army Sergeant Michelle Conrad with Operation Tribute to Freedom.
The NFL kicked off its season opener at FedEx Field with the Washington Redskins taking on the New York Jets. But before the ball was kicked off or the coin tossed, the president had this to say to the capacity crowd.
Are you ready for some football?
After the president's motivating words, color guard teams from each of the 5 branches of service in support of Operation Tribute to Freedom took the field as Aretha Franklin sang the national anthem live from a concert at the National Mall. At halftime, the Marine Drum and Bugle Corps entertained the audience with its precision movements. Following the Marine Corps presentation, 4 Purple Heart recipients were recognized during a ceremony on the 50-yard line, where they received lifetime memberships to the Order of the Purple Heart. At the conclusion of the halftime ceremonies, it was then time to enjoy the rest of the game. For Operation Tribute to Freedom, I'm Army Sergeant Richard Toohey reporting from FedEx Field.
The biggest lesson learned from this experience is that even when things are at their worst, they get better eventually, and no matter what happens to you, you can overcome it.
Those words from Staff Sergeant Robert L. Disney Jr., one of 4 Purple Heart recipients who were invited by Operation Tribute to Freedom to participate in pregame and halftime activities during the September 4th NFL season opener between the Washington Redskins and the New York Jets. The Purple Heart recipients included Sergeant First Class Everett Morrow of the 3rd Infantry Division, Staff Sergeant Robert Disney Jr. of the 38th Rescue Squadron, Specialist Jason Lang of the 352nd Civil Affairs Command, and Corporal Gardner Mejia of Alpha Company 1-5.
What earned my Purple Heart?
A few of the men were very philosophical about their recognition.
Not ducking.
Well, I'm still trying to figure that out.
While others had no problem remembering.
Our convoy was a 2-vehicle convoy, came under attack in downtown Baghdad.
I took one shot in the arm and also one in the chest.
Brigadier General John Hawkins, Deputy Director of Operation Tribute to Freedom, began their day with a presentation of the Operation Tribute to Freedom coin to each of the service members.
And as a small token of our appreciation here at the Office of Tribute to Freedom, I'd like to give each of you the Tribute to Freedom coin that we have, shaped like a dog tag, most appropriately, I think, for your service.
Then it was off to FedEx Field for the game and 90,000 screaming fans.
I don't even know how much 90,000 is. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait.
Oh, I think the NFL's recognition of the military is great. I mean, give us give the world outlook on, and they get to see firsthand some of their soldiers that's working hard to protect the country.
Sergeant First Class Morrow was given the honor of being present at the season opening coin toss.
A little nervous, a little butterflies, as if high school days when I played high school football. It's just a little butterflies. So.
Sergeant Morrow quickly got over his butterflies and witnessed the coin toss, which came up tails, giving the Redskins the first possession of the season. As the first half drew to a close, Nebraska Senator Chuck Hagel, a two-time Purple Heart recipient himself, introduced the 4 service members to the capacity crowd. The 4 were then presented with lifetime memberships in the Military Order of the Purple Heart, an honor which brought a standing ovation from the football audience. But the question that's on everybody's mind, what's Joe Namath really like?
I got to meet Joe Namath last night, and he asked me, he said, no, seriously, in all seriousness here, who are you rooting for tomorrow? And somebody behind me whispered, the Jets. So I said, the Jets.
And how did the guys feel when it was all over?
I feel more like an American.
It's breathtaking, man.
It's exhilarating.
Oh, I'm a movie star today.
And how has their experience changed our Purple Heart recipients?
I don't sweat the small things anymore.
If it's for me to do it again, instead of my son, I will do it again.
Easily could have been me that was brought home in one of those in a casket with a flag. So I'm just thankful, you know.
I'm excited and very proud to get to represent the sacrifices that those around me have made, my squadron, my career field, and 200,000 plus fellow Air Force members.
For Operation Tribute to Freedom, I'm Specialist Brad Staggs at FedEx Field.
The NFL, the Washington Redskins, and Operation Tribute to Freedom have teamed up to honor service members of all 5 branches of the military during the Redskins' next 5 home games. The Air Force was the first service to be recognized at a halftime ceremony on the 50-yard line.
I was incredibly honored and feel very blessed to be able to represent my unit.
The 6 Air National Guard members have all recently returned from overseas deployment, and they received coins from Lieutenant General Daniel James III, the director of the Air National Guard. Captain Carlson's husband, Pete Svoboda, was there to see his wife at the presentation.
Very proud of her. Very proud of everyone here that was here today. I think it's very important that our service members be recognized, and this is a perfect opportunity, and it's great for the Air Guard to do that, and it's terrific for the Redskin family to allow us to share this with the public.
For Operation Tribute to Freedom, I'm Sergeant Disco San Andreas.